My name is Chad Carr, and one of the co-authors on The Art and Science of Culture, The Power of Seeing What's Hidden.
Matt Herzberg, and I'm also a managing partner at Principal Transformation.
One of the things we started when we were looking at this book is to make something that's very practical and very clear. And what I appreciate about working with Matt is we took the time to figure out how to get these down to very practical, very clear steps, things to notice, stories that illustrate the impact of being able to notice those. For example, one of the things we talked about in the book was this idea of what we called empowerment. Empowerment, the power within versus accountability. What we see tripping up organizations over and over again, including some of our past clients, was this idea of holding people accountable. What you see in accountability out in the news, you can read it in any paper on any given day. Accountability and holding people accountable means who are we going to blame after the fact? And we find organizations focused on that a lot. And there's an important element of that. There needs to be some consequences for the choices you make, for sure. But that's really not what accountability is about. What accountability is about, when you look first person, it's about the power within. Do I see my role in creating the results around me? What we'll often hear from organizations is, I'm going to hold them accountable. Okay, well then I'll hold my team accountable and they'll hold their teams accountable. And as you kind of flow through the organization, there aren't a lot of people who are looking for their role. They're looking to hold others accountable. And the net impact of that is you have folks that are really monitoring others and not looking at what actions they can take. So this idea of empowerment being a first person version of that is really to help us look at what is our role in our experience around us and the outcomes we're achieving. And clients started to get it, right? There's something hidden here, and it's the way I'm showing up, it's the way I'm being, it's the way I'm treating people, it's the way I'm acknowledging and rewarding certain things or I'm ignoring others. And that's really what creates the culture in organizations. So after we embed this language and people start to notice these subtle things more often, the challenge becomes not let's go get an army of people spun up in the organization doing all these different focus groups and task forces and ideas. It's really how do we just focus in on the work we do every day and how do we show up a little differently in that work. That is what drives rapid culture transformation, is doing things within the context of our day-to-day work and doing the things that are typically hidden from our view.
And through that, just really watching how some of these principles that Chad and I talk about in the book really play out in real life. Part of that is healthy states of mind, how I show up, and am I in a healthy or unhealthy state of mind, and how that creates an entirely different world around me and the way I'm approaching the world. But maybe more importantly, healthy cultures and people working together in healthy cultures. And the reason for that is because, again, culture is that force multiplier in the world. So it's within the organization, it's a force multiplier just in terms of our business results. But I think it's even, if we're going to change the world to a better place, it's a force multiplier. In the modern world, most of us spend the majority of our time in organizations. Right? Our waking adult hours are spent in organizations. And if you're in an unhealthy culture for the majority of that creates one kind of life, of which is going to translate into other parts of your life, versus if we can create healthy, high-performance cultures, and that translates into other parts of our life, we can actually fundamentally change the world.